Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon all. I'm audible to you. Yes, anyone is there? Please respond, ma. Anyone is there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so we will start our class. Yes. So already in the last class we have already seen the Arduino. Okay, so all these things we have seen, right? So first time Arduino came into the market in 2005, and we know some general feature of the Arduino boards. Total 14 pins are there. RAM size is very slow, very low, and also the memory size is also very low. Okay, so but still you can get your your desired output. You can use for any purpose. Okay, that is the beauty of this Arduino. All these things we have seen. See, if you talk about RAM size is 2 KB, and then the memory size will be 32 KB. These are the important things, okay. And 14 general input output pins are there. General purpose input output pins are there, and always remember 6 are ADC pins, and the 10 resolution bits they are going to use in the Arduino. So Arduino designed for 10 bits resolution ADC pin. Okay, so 10 bits means 2 power 10, that means 1024 bits total. Okay, so like that, and this is supporting the USB, where you can you can dump your codes, or you can send your code to the Arduino also. All those things can possible here. And still, if you want to if you want more space, then you can go Arduino. This is the Arduino Mega 2560 is another Arduino. There we can find out 256 of KB memory you can get here. There we got only 32 KB, but here you can get up to 256. When compared to this 32, it's very large. And also the RAM size is increased here. So initially it was 2 KB, but now, right, for this purpose, for this model, we are going to get 8 KB of the RAM, and 3 more serial ports introduced in this particular model when compared to the previous one. Okay, yeah. But if you talk about recent one, the recent one what came into the market is having the RAM size of 96 KB. Furthermore, so 8 to 96, huge difference is there. And if you talk about your memory size in terms of mega. Okay, all these things we have discussed, just I am again repeating. Okay, so in terms of mega, size will be there for the latest Arduino. Yes, and then after that one should know how to develop the what are the development of the Arduino boards. So development on the Arduino boards, how people actually work. Okay, that is we need to understand. So here, before, see, whenever we are the bringing that particular Arduino and using, we may not be knowing the steps and the process. Okay, so how to build and all those things, but the people who design it for the design, they might have seen those, the limitations and then the advantages and what are the drawbacks, all those things are there. That things they might have seen. So here, for any circuit, before they go for the complete design, they should know what is the prototyping, means what is the initial stage. Okay, I can say what are the prototyping stages are there, that everybody should know. So that is why here you can say more than just a piece, more than just okay space, the experiences of working with the board may be the most important factor. See, once you design something, when you are working it, then only you come to know what are the advantages, what are the drawbacks, and what can be done, but what can be done using those particular boards and all that, people will get with the experiences. Okay, people will always get with the experiences. Okay, so here always remember the experience what people are working, okay, with that particular board is important factor here. And at least at the prototype stage, okay, means everybody should know at least what is the prototype stage. Means what is the beginning stage, or I can say what is the basic phenomena, okay, to use this particular board, that is important here. So that is what people always, at least they should know the prototype stage. So even if you don't know total functionality and total things regarding this project, this I can say board, you should know at least at the prototype stage, at initial stage. Okay, and always remember, as we said, Arduino board is designed for very simple way, and it's for simplicity only, not it's won't have the complex circuitry inside that, and it is not too difficult to handle. It's very easy. Okay, once you know the languages that we will discuss again, once you know the languages, okay, once you write on the code, and once you dump into that particular board, it will be executing the output. But the only thing here you have to do here is just you need to connect some connections and then get your output. So but connection should be properly connected. That is also we will be discussing in the later slide. So here the Arduino is optimized for simplicity. Okay, it's very easy, not much difficult when you compare to any other, like microcontroller, the other microcontrollers are there, microprocessors are there. When compared to those, these are the simple one only, because everything is there. You just connect, okay, the using the serial ports, and you can get your output. In between that, you have to write only some small code, and that language also very easy. Okay, so how we are going to say simply, not only just we are saying this simple. Now the way you are handling, if you see your laboratory, okay, whatever the experiment we are doing, very easy, right? So by seeing that, we can easily say that that is the evidence. That is the evidence to say that the Arduino board is what it is only for the simplicities. Okay, the
Yes, sir.
optimized for simplicity. So that is what the advantage of that is. People, when people are going for the project, and if there is a chance to use Arduino, the people definitely go for the Arduino only, because Arduino is very easy, and even compared to C++, C languages, and whatever language you are writing in the Arduino is also comparable, less difficult. So that is what always you have to remember. So by seeing, we can say that this Arduino is very simple. That is why they designed for the simplicity only. Means everybody can understand. A beginner can, or the people who is studying at first time also, they can understand easily. So in that way, they have designed for that. And also the the advantage of the Arduino, also another thing is USB cable. It supports USB cable. Using a single USB cable, you cannot, means you can not only power the board but also push your code onto it. Means whenever we are trying to do some experiment, nowadays we are, see, in our lab we are using some tools and then we are finding the answer. But when you come to like offline, then you have to give the connection, as well as you have to write down the code separately, and then you have to you have to push this code into the board. That is what we need to do actually practically. But now we are not doing that because everything is doing internally only. Just we are giving connection, and just we are okay. We are running the simulating, and then answer you are going to get directly. But here, the practically what you are going to do, offline session, when when you are working with the board, then you have to write down the code and you have to push that code into board. So that you are going to do with the help of the USB cable only. So we are having single cable only, but we are doing multiple work using that particular USB cable. So you can connect to your laptop and then you can read your data. Okay, you write your data, everything you can do. So that is also one of the important thing here. So using a single USB cable, you not only power the board, but you can also push your code onto it. So using the this one, USB cable. And if needed, you can communicate also. Yes, you can connect to your laptop and then you can, you can do whatever you want. You can communicate also with that particular board. Okay, means example, whenever you're writing your code, you can debug. Okay, for the debugging, to use your computer or store data. Okay, restriction by the sensor connected to the Arduino. All these things can be done. Okay, if we need it, then we can communicate also with the Arduino board with the help of our system through USB cable. That is what happening here. So that is what the some of the development on the Arduino board. Okay, and then we will talk about the integrated development environment. If you talk about any microprocessor or any embedded system devices, it's all about your the integrated circuit only. Everything is integrated circuit. That is, you see, usually development against the the Arduino using integrated development environment. This is okay. This is what you remember. Sometimes they may ask question, what is the IDE? Remember here, integrated development environment. This is important. Okay, integrated development environment. IDE means integrated development environment. That you have to remember always in your mind. So here, you usually develop against the Arduino using the integrated development board. Okay, now so generally people will use the IDE environment. So not only this, any environment, any electronic circuit which people are designing, it's all about the integrated circuit only. Okay, the silicon chip, the people always design on that particular silicon chip only, millions and trillions, and then electrons, sorry, these transistors, and then diodes, resistors, all those components can be fabricated on a single chip. Is called your integrated circuit, actually ICs we will say. Okay, so although this is fully functional IDE, okay, based on one used for the processing language, even though we are developed using the particular that, but it is always used for the processing purpose. So we are going to use that process, that language, and with the help of that language only you are going to get your output. And for function to function, not function, like your project to project, your code will be changing depending upon your code. You just to get your output. The only thing here is you have to give the connection properly. If your connection is correctly, everything you are going to get it. And also, before you run the program, you check your code once. If code also getting some error, you have to rectify it. Once you done it, everything is very easy. And also, it's very easy to, as we have seen, the codes also not too difficult. So that is why when we're talking about that, the language whatever you are going to use, the language also very easy. Like before Arduino, if you want to use any like circuit and all, the circuit itself is what a difficult circuits, and to understand that particular board, people were having some difficulties, and the language what they have used, that is also was difficult. But if you talk about this is what easy when compared to all other things. So that is why, see here, if you search in your Google like IoT project, first and foremost, almost all project, definitely there is a use of Arduino. So definitely people will use the Arduino because of its simplicity. Okay, so here if you see, the most Arduino project consists of a single file code only, not more than that. Most of the project, even if you take like a somewhat big project, there also you can have the a single file code only, and the code is very easy basically. So you can think of IDE mostly as a simple file editor. So that is whatever IDE we are talking about, the IDE is not so difficult. It's a very simple editor where you can write down your code easily and you can get your output. That is what the thing you remember. So here whatever people here is integrated development, that thing is very easy. It's a kind of editor. You can easily edit your, means you can write down your code and you can dump onto your boards and then you can get your output. Okay, like that. The control of, okay, so the controls that you use the most are those to check the code or by computing it or pushing data to the board. So that is what we will do. Always we will be, after writing we are compiling it and then we are pushing code to the board and then finally you are going to get your output. So this is regarding the integrated development. And finally we are going to push the data. So as we said, after writing the data, see, just we are talking about Arduino, how Arduino, see, what are the different types of steps can be taken, okay, by the user when they are going to use the Arduino. That is what we are just discussing. So then pushing the code. See, remember here, not only connection, pushing code is also important. Once you are going to give the connection, and if the connection is correctly, then you can see your code. And if your code also correct, you can push into that particular board and then you can get your output. Successfully, your output will be executed. So here you can see connecting to the board should be relatively straightforward via USB cable. Obviously, see, we are going to connect the code using the USB cable only. No doubt in that. So you need to choose correct serial ports and the prototype board. Remember what kind of board you are going to use. Even if you are going to use your Arduino, there are different versions are there. So which kind of board you are going to use, and you have to choose according to board type. What type of board you use, according to the board type, you need to choose your serial ports. Means the ports are there, right? Input output ports are there, right? Those ports you need to choose correctly. If you are, if you don't choose your port correctly, then definitely you won't be getting your output. So choosing serial ports are important here. So you need to take care of that particular things. And once you choose it, obviously there is no other difficulties there in that particular board. When your setup is correct, that is what I'm saying. If your connection is correct, everything is correct, the process of pushing code is generally simple because everything is you connected, everything is right, or whatever setup you have done is correct. Then the process of pushing code is not so difficult. It's very easy. Okay, and then the code is checked and compiled. Yes, that is the process. Okay, so first code is checked and then the compile. If any complications error repeated to you, if any errors you can get, then obviously you have to see and then rectify those errors and all. If the code completes successfully, okay, if everything is there, your code also correctly, okay, you correct also very good, means you have done correction. And now definitely if you see, then obviously your output will be successfully completed and it gets transferred to the Arduino and stored into the flash memory. See, everything is successful. Okay, code also compiled successful, and your whatever is the codes and data or whatever is the output you want to execute, that will be transferred to the Arduino and it will be storing in the flash memory. Okay, so and then after that, at this point, Arduino reboots and start running the new code again. Okay, again after successful of these complete things, and again if you want to use it, it will take a new code, again it will be running. So like that, each and every time this the Arduino will be executing on the basis of your codes. And then operating system, when we're talking about Arduino is not a default version, means it's not going to use the operating system in default. So it is not going to have default operating system. So Arduino doesn't, okay, by the default run, okay, on OS as such. So we are not going to use the operating system as it is. Okay, so what they are doing, the only boot loader, with the help of the boot loader, this whatever board we are going to use, that will be going to make use of the operating system. And what is that happening with the help of this? So which simplifies, okay, this simplifies the code pushing process described previously. So whatever we have discussed just now, right, how we are pushing data, how we are doing those things, with the help of this only we are going to push data into the board. So that is what happening in the Arduino board. So directly we are not going to use, but we are going to make use of the OOF system with the help of the boots loader, and that will be simplify the code to push this one Arduino boards and all. Okay, so this is regarding these things. Remember, the operating system is not going to directly use, and it is not a default inbuilt of OS in the Arduino. Like your system on chip will be always operating on operating system, but whereas this directly not, but indirectly we can use this kind of in this way. Okay, so when you switch on the board, it simply runs the code that you have compiled until the board is switched off again. Yes, until unless you switch off, your board, your code is always going to run it. Okay, and it will be completed after your output. If you see your previous example, when you have seen your 7-bit display, once you off, then only it will be on. Otherwise, it will be automatically running the program. Okay, it is automatically running the program. So here, until unless we stop, this board is automatically going to compile your codes. That is what happening here. Okay, and it is, however, the possible to upload OS to the Arduino. It is possible. Okay, the this is possible way. So we people, latest whatever the the whatever Arduino people are using, the first time they introduce, okay na, if you remember the name, okay, if you see here, yeah, if you see here, this one is the recent one. Remember, this is also important. Recent one is the Arduino Duo, has 32-bit ARM core microcontroller. And also remember, the latest one is there, the Arduino board, whatever the latest Arduino board is there, is first time going to use the architecture. Okay, previous versions don't have any architecture, but this version will have the architecture. So here they might have used the OS inbuilt. So that is what the thing here. So OS can be built inside the Arduino also. The main advantage of one of these operating system is they built in the support for the multitasking. Obviously, with the help of the operating system, we can give the multitask. That is what the advantage of the operating system. So we will see. Okay, we will hope that in the next time when this Arduino board come into the market, definitely those versions may have the operating system in the future. Like language, again, when you talk about language, different language, C, C++ language, when you compare the language what people are using in the Arduino, is somewhat modified version of your C++ language. Okay, somewhat modified version of your C++ language, and look like easy when compared to C++. So like that, you can write down the language and then you can push your data into the code and get your answer. Language means what kind of language you are going to use is kind of modified C++ language. Finally, you can debug. What is the advantage of debugging? It means, what is mean by debugging? Means just you are running the program. You are executing. You are trying to execute the program. Okay. So here, if you see, because of C++ is a complicated language, a fair number of errors such as bad syntax or failure to declare the variable or caught to completeness time may be possible here whenever we are going for the debugging because of the C languages and all. Okay. I told you here modified version of C++. If you are going for C++, then there may be a difficulties of this kind of things, whatever we are talking about just now. There may be a, okay, because C++ is a complicated language. First of all, there may be a fair number of error may be possible, and then maybe if you are missing any variable declaration, again there will be a problem. Okay, all this problem may arise when you are talking about your C++. Because this happens, okay, on your computer, you have ample opportunity to get the detailed and possible helpful information, okay, from the compiler about what happened in the problem. Okay, so actually what they are saying here, if this kind of problem is happening, there are multiple opportunities there to find out the what kind of problem it is actually occur. So that you need to solve. So here, with the help of debugging, you can rectify what kind of problem you get. Okay, what kind of, where exactly the the problem is that you will be getting. Although you need some debugging experience to able to identify certain compiler error. Okay, other like like this one means like whatever I just told here, right? So those things are relatively easy to understand. So like that, when you are using the language in the Arduino board, which is modified, slightly modified version of your C++, those are very easy language, and you can easily rectify it, and you can get your output. Yes, and then after that, you know, after completing all those parameters, so people have note, they have made some nodes on the hardware. Everything whatever we are discussed, the same thing again we can discuss here. Means what they have noticed here, means how many pins are there, like finally they are giving the overall this the future of the Arduino boards and all. So like they can have different, there are different general purpose input output pins are there, isn't it? Means we can have maximum 5 volts, and mean the voltage range is the given is 3.3 volts to 5 volts. Okay, there are some digital number of pins are there, there are analog pins are there, there are ADC conversions they are used here, and also we are going to have the USB connections and all. Okay, like that people have done some nodes on the on the board. Those are the things, just to go through once whatever we discuss, everything is there in that particular these things. Okay, next, like finally the open-instances. Okay, so open-instances means here the, now remember here, so the Arduino project is completely open hardware and open hardware success story. Remember, this is a kind of board where people used it and they got success. Okay, so now if you see from 2005 to till day also, people are using, and it's a success story of the Arduino board. So the only part of the project, okay, protected is the Arduino trademark. So they can control the quality of the any board calling themselves as an Arduino. Okay, na the trademarks here is the, okay, na the trademarks is nothing but the Arduino. So here the only part of the project protected is the Arduino trademarks. So they can control quality of board calling themselves as an Arduino. So just they can control it. Okay, they can easily control it and they can get it the output. So like that we can we are having some of the open instances of your Arduino boards and all. There are some case study, Amma. See all these things, if you want to get clearly idea on that, there are one case study, okay, regarding the Arduino. So whatever the PDF I send you, you please go through once. It's a kind of table is there. So there you are going to have case studies, around one or two case studies are there. When you read those things, right, then the case studies by done by the students. So you have to do that case studies and all. You have to complete those things. And when you are reading those things, then a complete picture of the Arduino you will be getting. But the only thing here is the overall things. What is Arduino we have discussed now. And language, regarding language also very easy, slightly modified version of C++ language. Okay, yeah, and how we are going to debugging, how we are pushing data into the Arduino boards and all, that is what we have discussed. And this is all about your Arduino. So whenever you are going to choose, before you are going for the project, whether you have to choose Raspberry Pi or whether you have to choose your Arduino or any other architectures are present in the market, you have to decide by seeing the specification of all these things. After Raspberry Pi also, once we finish our third chapter, so we can come to know the Raspberry Pi also. So there we can compare all these two. So these two we can compare, and we will come across those two advantages and drawbacks. Okay, what is the which is the more powerful, in which aspect Arduino better and Raspberry is better. Like that we will have the comparison in there. But now we are just to discuss about the Arduino boards and the functionality of Arduino boards and how we are writing codes and pushing codes and debugging and all those things we have discussed. A similar fashion we are going to discuss the Raspberry Pi in third chapter also. Once you complete that, again you can compare the specifications and your memory size and then your RAM size and everything, and then you can after that you can complete, you can decide depending upon your project which to be decided or which to be taken into the consideration. That is what you have to these things. So this is regarding your complete information about your Arduino boards. Okay, so yes, so with this our third chapter, the second chapter is over. It's very easy chapter only. If you see in this complete chapter what we have done now, if you see here, initially we went for the basic of electronics. Okay, basics of electronics we have done. There we have the main two categories are there in the basic of electronics. One is sensor, other one is the actuators. We detailed discussed. Okay, we have done a detailed discussion on this sensor and also on the actuator. Different types of example I have taken, right here. Few example we have seen here, few example here we have seen here also. After that we went for the background of your microcontroller, background of your microcontroller. Okay, after doing the background of microcontroller, then we have went for the how to choose your platform. So in that we have discussed different parameters like your the processor speed, your RAM, your networking, okay, your USB cable, whether that particular device is supporting to USB cable or not. Okay, all those things we have discussed, and after that, we discuss about the Arduino. So when you talk about Arduino, the points of the Arduino is it's a 14-pin board where we are going to have 6 analog pins, and here they used 10-bit resolution for ADC and 6 digital pins are there. Okay, and it is supporting the USB cable, and it's very easy to handle for any kind of project. And then we have discussed one by one, like how to debug, how to push the code, what are the language we used here. All those things we have discussed. So with this, our second chapter is over. That is what your Arduino. So completely the completing regarding Arduino, complete regarding Arduino. And in the next week, we will start our third chapter. There we will discuss our chapter number 3. Mainly we are focusing on chapter number 3 is the other embedded device. Embedded devices 2 is Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi and Arduino both are having different families, came from the different families, and we will compare once I complete these things, and then you can choose your best architecture for the project. So that is what regarding these things Arduino. Okay, so with this I'll complete my second chapter, and if any doubts are there you can respond. Okay, otherwise you may leave the class. That's it for today's class. Okay, if any doubts is there you respond, otherwise you can leave the class. Or just wait, I'll give you small question. Please everyone respond. I'll give you small questions. Please everyone be here. I'll make a poll. Yes, please everyone respond this question. Give your answer. Yes, everybody got it? Please respond. Did you get it, ma?
Sir.
Yeah. Please respond. This is what the way you people are listening the classes, right? 2 minutes are over, still people are not responding. Only 6, 7, only 9 members responded. This is what the way you people are, responding to any questions or listening to any classes.
మీరు కాల్ చేస్తున్న
Okay, ma. So that's it for today's class. I am ending the poll. Thank you. You may leave the class. Okay. Thank you. That's it for today's class.